Stapleton, who's covering the GOP race for Maricopa County Sheriff, and a little bit of a surprise down there, Erica.
Hey, Mark. Honestly, the people here were not that surprised. I know we went through some analysis earlier, but we are at Jerry Sheridan's watch party, and as soon as that first result dump came in, it was cheers, applause. Everyone said, oh my gosh, yes, yes, yes. He's up at 50% while his two contenders are down in the 20s. And I want to bring in Jerry Sheridan right now. I know you've run for this before. You've been in this position. How are you feeling right now? And it looks like his family's coming in too.
We're feeling very, very good. It's taken a lot of work to get here. And I know there's going to be a lot more work in the next few months to make sure it happens and we take back our sheriff's office so we can better serve the people of this county, all 4.6 million.
And I know when we spoke earlier, you said you were cautiously optimistic. Of course, not all the results are in, but you are ahead by a handy lead here. What do you think this means, going forward?
Well, a lot of work, and I'm not going to celebrate until the final vote has been counted.
And as if the night continues to go your way, you'll be the elect in the primary or going into the general election.
Yeah.
What do you think your biggest challenge is to take on that seat?
Well, to get my message out, to make sure that people, all the voters, not just the Republicans, but all the voters in this county know that I'm the right person for the job. I have the experience, and I spent 40 years at the sheriff's office, and so I know the things that need to be done, and I'm going to start working on it for all the citizens of this county, all 4.6 million, and I want to get that message out. I will be a constitutional sheriff, and that shouldn't scare the Democrats because the Constitution protects everyone.
To see where you are now, I want to bring something up. We know that you were Joe Arpaio's right-hand guy for a long time. Did not get the endorsement this time around. He went to Frank Milstead, but still your numbers are up. What do you make of that?
Well, I've been trying to separate myself from Joe Arpaio when I ran in 2020 and let people know I can stand on my own 2 feet. I don't live under the shadow of Joe Arpaio. And don't forget, in those 40 years, I worked for 4 different sheriffs. And so what I want to do and will do is take all the good things that they've taught me over the years and use them, and the bad things that they taught me, put them in the garbage can.
We're still waiting on the final results. We're showing that Sheriff Skinner, who's currently holding that position, is trailing right now. Does that surprise you?
No, and because of the feedback that we've gotten, because he changed parties to get appointed, and the Democrats were not very happy with that, and they didn't trust them. So I thought that Tyler was going to prevail in that primary.
And Maricopa County Sheriff is a challenging position. What do you think, I know you've spoken about fentanyl in jails, drugs in jails. What would you do to combat some of those issues?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is put deputies back out in the desert south of I-8, where the fentanyl comes in. Most of it comes into this county and the country. And it was a very successful operation that we did for the 6 years that I was the chief deputy. And I'm going to bring them back out there to disrupt and dismantle the drug cartels, the human sex trafficking, and all that. And that's one of the first things that I'm going to make sure I do.
And one of the other biggest issues the office faces, we know former Sheriff Paul Penzone stepped down early from his position, saying he felt like he was doing his job with one hand tied behind his back due to the court monitor stemming from that lawsuit. What do how will you take that on? I know you've had to work with the court monitor in the past. That's an issue a lot of people are concerned about. It's been a costly lawsuit. Mm-hmm. How do you plan to tackle that if you are, if the night continues to go how you want it to go?
Right. Well, that's an easy question to answer because I worked with those monitors for 3 years. I didn't have the problems that Paul Penzone did. Paul Penzone had the problem, and it wasn't because of the monitors. It was because of the way he approached things throughout the sheriff's office. When I left, we had maybe 150 vacancies, and now there's 1,500 vacancies. And the people quit Paul Penzone not because of the monitor. They quit because of his lack of leadership. And I have that leadership. I spent 33 years of my 40-year career in a leadership position, 20 of those years in an executive leadership position. I've got a master's degree. I taught college for 22 years, and I taught law enforcement leadership classes. And so that's what Paul lacked, and I think that's what Tyler will lack also.
And I know we've been going around. I know the folks here are all excited, and I know we're getting close to that 9 o'clock drop, I believe. And you did address everyone earlier. Are you declaring victory at this point?
No, not until the last vote is counted.
All right. Well, Jerry Sheridan, thank you so much. Good luck to you the rest of the night. Appreciate you being here and letting us report live from here.
Thank you.
Guys, we'll wrap it up here from Scottsdale. We'll keep you posted as those numbers continue to come in tonight.